Give my good morning, morning. Mel, how you this morning?
Good
Mel,
morning, Tony. I'm good.
I feel good, Mel. I feel good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wake up on the right side of the bed this morning, and this morning we gonna have some fun because the topic, the people pick or you pick.
Not me. Don't put it on.
Not you, eh?
I am a
Okay.
woman and I don't like, I love women, but I don't know about no fat, juicy woman. I have no
You have no
knowledge
clue.
of what that is all about.
Our topic is today is fat, juicy woman. The fella say, explain to me how I can make my woman fat. She fat, but he want her juicy. Well, let me tell you something. We can have some fun today because that's a topic. Hey, I got you, buddy. You ain't got to worry. Whoever you is, I got you. He called himself Craig. Well, Craig,
Okay?
Tony got you. We made up. We said this show was to educate, inspire, and whatever you want us to talk about, call us. We take it on. Boy, you asked for it, you got it. Mel, let me tell you what I think this morning in my little buzz. When we were growing up in the Bahamas, right, we had some popular names that were like top of the line, Dorset, in the Grove, R.H. Curry, R.H. Cooper. These names were names that you could identify with decent people in the Bahamas. Like you could say, well, these are decent people. Now, what you got? You got all these funny names. Where the decent gone? You could have stand, and when you hear names like Paul Adley, O.A. Pratt, from uh, um, Bodie, and these names were names that the Bahamas, what type of people? They're people that you could go to for advice, to go to for love. They're the people who got your back. And they were the people who run the Bahamas, and we was running well. Now you got Pierre, Pecoy, Patches, all these all of a sudden. So names, my point. So names that back then in the Bahamas, you could tell what coming next. Decent, respectable Bahamians. My 5 cents. What in the news?
Okay. And so we wrap up our first leg in the New Start formula, which is nutrition. And today I just want to talk about the cost and benefit of nourishing your body in a sensible manner. And we know that from our previous two segments that we're looking towards eating foods that help our body to function, help it to repair, and help us to maintain a high quality of living. And so, when we have conversations or when we listen to others speak, you are constantly hearing how food is so expensive and you can't afford to buy fruits and vegetables. But I am questioning whether it is a matter of being able to afford it or whether it is habits that have been laid from childhood because of parenting styles. Affluence is what you can say is contributing because people are working in their high level jobs and they don't have the time to prepare family meals or they don't make the time to prepare family meals. And so they go for the easy options and the cheap options. But I just want to do a cost comparison between buying a combo from any of the fast food chains that are on our islands compared to buying a bag of fruits, a bag of potato, and literally preparing it using the appropriate or the best healthy choices of oils and so forth. When you look at how much it costs for a happy meal, if you have a family of four, that one meal costs you the minimum of $40. You take that $40 and you take it to the store, and you can get a meal or the ingredients of a meal that you actually can turn over to cook at least three meals for your family. In addition to the fruits and vegetables, there has been a trend of promoting backyard gardening in our country for a very long time. Sadly, our children of the 21st century do not know what cocoa plum, pigeon plum, mangoes, sapodilly, these are all fruits that have the essential nutrients that promotes the body functioning, healing, and growing healthy. And if you compare the health of this present generation to the health of two generations back, you would realize that many of the diseases that was once adult diseases, especially type 2 diabetes, is now a disease that affects children of school age, primary school, junior high school, and high school. So what I am saying is when you think of cost, I would encourage every family member to do an analysis of how much money you are spending and then look at the complications that are arising because of the poor choices and how much it costs for medical attention, for medication, and try to see if you can shift the bar a little bit towards more locally grown products and also less fast foods. If you do that, I assure you that you will see an improvement in your family's health, the togetherness, because even just the act of cooking a family meal together, that's where your children learn how to cook, how to make healthy choices. So I am putting the ball in the courts of parents today. Do the cost analysis and see just how much you will save, not only in the amount of money you're spending on food, but also in the amount of money required for trying to address the adverse effect of poor choices of all the fast foods that people are consuming. Time of day, amount of time spent, it all adds up. And so, if you want to be healthy, if you want to have a productive life, try doing the cost analysis and you will be thankful. You will love yourself for investing in yourself. That's it, Tony.
Well, well said, Melanie. We run down the whole diabetes thing this week to help folks. Um, and I only think that it helped. And if you go back and take this advice, you will feel better because let me say this and then I'm close on that. Look at me. I'm a testimony of being next to death door. I know I'm diabetic. So what we have shared to you this week, I run, I walk, I do everything. And I'm a living example. So I know what Mel tell you this week was very important and it could help you. Anyway, our topic today is what? My
My
fat what?
juicy.
Fella want me to give him some advice on how to get his fat woman or plus size. Melly, what you stepping back for? Well, all the folks, if you're driving, you better hold on to that wheel because they're coming. Brother, you ask me and I'm going to tell you. Now, there's a special type of loving and a special type of way you love fat women or plus size women. They ain't like ordinary women. They special. And so when you want to get your fat, juicy woman sexy, let me tell you how. The beginning, you gotta what we say in the Bahamas is train her. No, you ain't training her. What you gotta do is carry her. What you mean? Bring her along. Bring her along slowly, gradually. Now let me give you what I'm talking about. First things first. If you're if you're a woman, big big size woman, nah. The first thing is you gotta let her know, hold on, honey, you can't wear loud yellow and you cannot wear white because it will make you look bigger than you is. So that's the first thing you can tell her. Hold on now. I love you, but we can fix this. We got because me and you gotta go hand in hand. Secondly, you can tell her them days of putting your hair in one, because big size women like to put their hair in lazy, they quick fix. Uh-uh. That that gotta go out the window. You can put this hair nice. I can make sure you go to this beauty salon to put your hair right and get it fluffy so it balanced with your big body. You see, the hair gotta be balanced with your big body. And on top of that, you gotta make sure. See, woman, plus side woman, like short man. You know, they're like short and small man. So they ain't want no fella their size. They want a fella who they could hold tight because they big. So they want somebody who they can hold and squeeze because they want them to feel that weight, that, that big body. So man, don't go hiding. I know. I don't know you go hide. Don't hide, man. So this is true. See, and and plus size woman is different because their their language in their air is totally different from women who believe they're ready and they got a good shape. They believe they're ready. So see, plus size women sometimes have issues with self-esteem because they're a little overweight and so when they meet a guy who's kind of loud, that can't work because what happened? They want to meet a guy who's strong, powerful, but they don't want to be seen too much because they already know they're a little plump on certain ends, and so they have some issue with their self-esteem. So when you tell them they are beautiful, they heard it so much time from bull skaters, so they even don't believe it. That going through one ear and coming through the next. You tell them they got beautiful eyes, that goes. You tell them they look sweet and juicy, that going through one ear. So that don't move them. They want you to show them how you care about them. They don't want see women who having issues with their size could be the most beautiful woman you could find if you know how to tap into their emotion. You got to know how to see they they're not a they're not because they have little self-esteem issue, not meaning that they don't understand what they want. It's just that they need you to pull it out of them. And telling them they're attractive doesn't mean a fact. In case telling any woman they're attractive if you don't put it in words. You can tell any woman they have beautiful eyes. If she's attractive, she hear that every day, everywhere she go. But plus size women, they are they're thinkers. They think a lot. why is this man talking to me? And I beg, why is this man? So I'm gonna get you up and running today. Oh, this can be trouble here, and this is a day to have some fun. We can have some fun. Now, Melanie, why you hiding? I just want to know why you hiding, Melanie, because you know it coming. Why you hiding?
Giving the folks an opportunity to tune into you
Oh, tuning to me,
and
right?
me.
And so when you, I want you to hear this part. That's why I want
I'm
you to know.
listening. I'm
I
listening.
want you. I want you. I want you to know. Don't run from here because this is gonna come. It's coming. I gonna have some fun now. Now, let me tell you. Now you know I tell it straight. So let me say this to you. When you take a fat woman or plus size woman, some people don't like the word fat, or plump woman, you gotta know how to handle a plus size woman in bed, out of bed, and it starts like this. You you plus woman. See, I know I've been there. Plus woman, they're sensitive. So you gotta know how to get them in the mood and how to get them. So you gotta first thing they touch them in the back of the neck. That's your first sign to get them where you want to go. They're very sensitive. So what they can do is dodge their head because they're very sensitive. And once you touch, see the neck is sensitive. And so once you touch the back of the neck, and the way you touch it, you cannot touch it aggressive. You gotta subtly, you know how you put your hand in the back here and you touch, is that vein going down here? And they can nod their head because that's sensitive. And then you gotta touch them. The next hand, you put them, you rub down their side of the arm. And that is sensitive. And so you know when you dancing with a woman and you put your hand around her back, because plus woman, right where you have the waistline to the hip, it's a little curve right in there. You got to put your hand in the back there, and you got to hold. That's what sensitive. That's a sensitive when you rub her back with your hand, because you're hugging on you, just rubbing her back around the waist part. It's right on the curve of the hip to the waist, right in that. These are sensitive areas to stimulate and turn a woman on. Once you get her in and she in the right atmosphere and you get in the right mood and you get her in the bed, take her to the bedroom, and she's now stimulated. These work guys, you tell me how to, you want me to get your woman sexy. I can tell you how to get her. I'm telling you. And you take her to bed and you getting intimate. You cannot take a plus woman to bed and jump on top of her. That don't work. You got to take a plus woman and turn her over so she could feel your breath. Because if you just jump on top of her, let me tell you the technique. If you jump on top of her, she's going to hold you by the waist. And she's going to squeeze you so hard that you can't even move and rock the way you want to. So she's not going to feel the sex and the whole scope of this. So you want it to be sexy. You got to know how to handle her in the bed. And you got to be on the money, because what stimulates her, it's going to take you too long in an ordinary size woman. So once you do what I tell you, if she's becoming a little too difficult to meet her peak, you then got to pull her to the edge of the bed, let her foot loose, and let her burn her energy out on her foot. So when she shake her foot and she feel that motion and that real man coming through, her legs gonna get tired. So your work is not gonna be hard. Trust me, this work. I am not telling you a story. Melody, where you going? I'm not telling you a story. I am telling you what you want to make your juicy, fat, or plus woman love you, and you want to get in her head. So you have to. There's things you have to do. There's this woman probably dying to have a man in her life, because most men think big fat woman is not attractive. Let's face it. Melanie, why are you looking at me like that? Let's face it. This is what goes on in the world today. See, sometimes you gotta have. See, but big woman, a lot of men miss it. They are they sexy. To see, big woman, they don't walk with the sexiness and swinging. You know, when you got a girl who believes she's all that, she walking. You could tell her she coming. Like, you could tell her she coming. So big woman walks with a bounce. That's unbelievable. You got to watch them good. That hip just roll left, right, left, and they take a slow walk. They don't do that speed walk because. And so they are sexy. Melanie, what happened? What happened, Melanie? You stand now. No, but you got to tell it. See, the fella asked me, how did he make his big woman, sexy? And it doesn't look good if you're a big woman coming to bed in G-string because her hip too big. That don't work. Make her with a nice line cut panty, or what brief, whatever y'all call it. And when she goes into the kitchen, you gotta make her feel that she is the sexiest thing that you ever saw. But the way you have to do it is tap into her emotion. A lot of time, men do not tap into woman emotions. We talk to women. You have to tell her what you want. You have to tell her how you want it. See, most times we think women have it together, and woman can do it, and we leave it to the woman. No. We have to tell. See, woman watch you and think she knows you as the way you operate time to time. So she thinks she has a good idea, and they do. But when you want your woman to understand you and to be juicy, you have to communicate with her. We also talk about strong communication. How I love my sex. How I love you to look. If you put on, see, because you are big or fat, you put on darker clothes and make you look smaller. So if you wear these bright colors, you can look big out of the place. And you want your big fat woman to be on the side of you. She done struggling with her self-esteem. She done struggling with her weight. So you now has to be the one to say, honey, come, we're gonna work this through. We're gonna work this together. Me and you. I'm going to get off early or get up early in the morning and take a walk with you. We got to get them sex. We got to get them sex. So I got to take a walk with you, and we got to walk, and big fat woman don't like to talk about weight. Women in general, this topic nobody wants to talk because touchy to a woman because you start talking about this fat, she's like, oh, you don't like me, I fatty. See, that's not what you're saying to her, What you're saying to her, honey, I want you to live long because I want me and you to be around a long time. I want to have this relationship. I love you too much to lose you. So I need you to understand. See, you come now because it's making sense to you. See, I know. You want me to understand that we could do this together and it's a way to help. Well, I need to chime in now. This is your type of thing. And so in a sense of big, beautiful woman, they think different. They walk different. They definitely look different. And what works for ordinary women, we'll say, oh, work for them. No, they're struggling in their inside. They're struggling. And so we got to make sure the attraction doesn't build on feelings. See, see, I can talk to you, buddy. You can't build this relationship you want with this plus size woman unless it builds not this relationship doesn't build on feeling, doesn't just build on attraction. It has to be more than that. Now, let me chime in. I know you're going to chime in. You can chime in. Stop me anytime. Go ahead.
I listened to you, Tony, and the reason that I sat out on this one
Mm-hmm.
is because I needed to hear the male perspective. I am female. I am a plus size woman.
Super.
And you realize that people come in all packages,
Mm-hmm.
right? The
Mm-hmm.
plus size woman has even variation in sizes as it relates to, you know, her body proportions and all of that. So I was listening to you. Um, I think it was streamlined enough for persons to understand that you have to meet that individual where they are. And
Mm-hmm.
as you said, it is more than just a feeling, and it's also more than just appearance.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about the intellect, and that is also very important. So when you think about enhancing the life of the individual, the more you give, the more you get from a relationship. The kinder you are, the more relaxed you make the individual feel. Now, oftentimes, men who go for the plus size women, they go for that woman because it is his choice and he doesn't care what others think about who he's with.
I don't think so. Go ahead. But I don't think so.
Okay, tell me what you think.
I think most times guys go after plus size woman. They want to play.
Oh, so they're not serious with the plus size woman.
No, most times they want to play. It's just fun time. Because check the history on it. Check the history on it. Most plus size women struggle with themselves, right?
But why do they struggle?
Because they realize that men in the past of them has played with them, and so they draw back. They don't listen very well no more to people. Like that's why I say what I said earlier. Remember, I said this. I says they you could tell them their eyes are beautiful. You could tell, but they heard that from a million people. But ain't nothing come out of it. It wasn't so sad. It didn't last that long. Go ahead, you can say what you say. I just
I think that the the image issue that plus size women struggle with is long before they start dating because these A genuinely plus size woman is a woman that basically has carried a huge body structure from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
They are literally genetically inclined to be full size
Mm-hmm.
because of their structure. Now, you have women who transform from being very slim to becoming plus size, okay? And oftentimes people think that plus size has to do with how much you eat. That is a myth. It's not a fact. Most plus size women, if you look at their body structure, it is their physical bony framework. But we have become so commercialized, so Americanized, even when we look at everything that happens within our life, right? Hollywood and all of them make you feel like plump and
Exactly.
or the full size woman is unhealthy or she's less attractive or she's less human. So those are the struggles that women encounter. Men buy into it. As a matter of fact, men are the ones who construe these stories, who write these narratives about full size women. But full size women are intellectually, physically, and in every other way equal to or even exceed some women that fall within that narrower body framework. So, what people have to do is learn to meet the individual, not the body, because this body is going to fade. This body, even the slim woman, is going to get fat. She's going to get wrinkles. She's going to get a whole lot of things that do not fall into the picture painted by Hollywood or the market forces. So, first and foremost, the man has to get it in his head that he must know what it is that he wants. Don't go because nobody is a playground. No woman, whether she is a full size woman or a regular size woman, don't play with people because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to lose.
Okay, Craig, I hope I help you with the plus size woman, how to get her sexy. I call the word, I say juicy, but you want to use sexy. Okay, how to get her plus size sexy. So there's three things she like. Just remember, she likes a short man. Most plus size women, talking about a big woman, they like a short guy. They love a guy who can whisper in the air and tell her some good things about her. And then she loves big size woman. They love sex, son. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You get that sex right, you good. That's my show, Melanie, and you going for the day.
Okay, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We've come to the end of another week number however many. I'm not going to number it because that will date how long we've been doing the 3 days a week. But anyhow, we're looking forward to continuing our journey. Next week, we will be focusing on for
Money.
component number two
Yep.
of the healthy
The
journey, the new
health.
start journey. And Tony now is saying he's going to be uh,
Relationship. We can take the whole, believe it, we can take the whole week and deal with relationship and finance
okay.
because it's very important the role that finance play in relationship. And we can go back to the old school relationship and how to save. We can, I'm not a financial guru or whatever, but I'm gonna help the grassroots. I can bring it from the grassroots perspective, how to save money to protect your family, protect your girlfriend. I'm talking about putting money under the pillow and putting money overhead in the jar, I'm gonna go back and I'm going through all the steps, because though it's a relationship show, we gotta also educate people how to deal with their finance. Now go ahead, you can ask me any question you want.
Basically, relationship is about life, every
Yes.
aspect of life,
There's a lot of people in relationship.
more than just the sex.
I can tell you, there's a lot of people in a relationship where they're having some problems financially. And I'm going to take some steps how we could break it down to help. I'll give you an example what I'm talking about. Young people get married, they put themselves in debt before they married. The relationship can suffer. So we'll deal with those type of things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So have a wonderful weekend, and we see you again Monday.
Monday, 7:15, right here, Mel and Tony, under the tree. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every day of the week, 7:15. Have a good day, everybody. I love you all. And big fat juicy woman, I know. Some of you love those big fat women. Me too. Amen.